I talk to people who have pled guilty in federal court and are trying to decide whether or not to withdraw their plea. And this, as I see it, is really two questions. Can I withdraw my plea? And the second is, should you withdraw your plea? And they're really separate questions. Sometimes you can withdraw a guilty plea. You can do it if it's in the interests of justice, is what the language in the rule says. And what that normally means is there was some problem with the conversation you had with the judge when you were entering your plea, or your lawyer was ineffective, your lawyer didn't do for you what he or she should have done for you when you were trying to decide whether to take the plea. Sometimes, I had one case where my client, we were able to convince the court that what he was accused of doing wasn't a crime at all, and someone else had already pled guilty in that case. That person was able to get out of his plea agreement because he had pled guilty to something that wasn't a crime. But those are pretty rare circumstances, and so whether or not you can get out of a plea it's a tough question that you should talk to with a lawyer. Perhaps more importantly is the second question: should you get out of a plea? Because if you get out of your plea, that doesn't mean you're done. What it means is you then have a trial. If you try to get out of your plea and you fail, most plea agreements have language in there that says things get worse for you. So it's sort of a, if you're gonna shoot the king, you've got to kill the king sort of situation. But really then you're in a place where you're trying to figure out, do I want to go to trial? Maybe you do. Maybe you've got great evidence, maybe you've got something to say. But on the other hand, maybe you don't. And maybe you're not going to get another offer as good as the one you've already bid on. So if you're thinking about withdrawing a plea, those are the two questions you should consider, and consider carefully before you do it.